Hi, I'm Mike Sargent, and this is Arise on Screen.
Is that ice cream? Yeah, it's peanut butter chocolate. Give me the ice cream. No, I need it. My girl broke up with me. What are you, Bridget Jones?
What happens when three young guys swear off dating to remain single in New York City? Find out when I sit down with actors Michael B. Jordan, Miles Teller, and Zac Efron, stars of the new comedy, That Awkward Moment. Riding wild in the streets? The 12 O'Clock Boys, a notorious urban dirt bike pack, caught the eye of one 13-year-old boy and director Lotfy Nathan. Lotfy joins us to talk about his exciting new documentary and tells us how and why these bikers rule the streets of Baltimore.
They seemed really mysterious, so I thought it would be, interesting to try to depict the visual presence of the group.
I made a choice. This is my path.
Movie trailers. Some moviegoers love them, others hate them. Now it looks like the days of long movie trailers are over. The National Association of Theater Owners are calling for new rules for trailers. Keep them short and sweet.
Hi, I'm Mike Sargent, and welcome to Arise on Screen, your global home for films both on screen and behind the scenes. Let's get to it. First, this week's box office winners. Ride Along tops the box office this week with an estimated $79.5 million. Number 2, Lone Survivor, $96 million. Jack Ryan, $32.7 million. And Frozen, amazing, $350 million. With American Hustle coming in the number 5 spot at $128 million. And in movie news, despite being snubbed by the Oscars, actor Forest Whitaker had a very hot year, starring in Lee Daniels' The Butler and having produced Sundance favorite Fruitvale Station. Now, Whitaker is in talks to star alongside Liam Neeson in Taken 3, the latest installment of the highly successful action franchise Taken. In other movie news, Hugh Jackman will shed his Wolverine claws to play the pirate Blackbeard in the Warner Brothers' new Peter Pan film. The actor, who is also an accomplished singer and dancer, isn't known for playing bad guys until now. The movie, Pan, is scheduled to be released in summer 2015. And in other casting news, Jesse Eisenberg has been cast as Lex Luthor in Zack Snyder's Superman Batman film. And Jeremy Irons will take over the role of Alfred, Bruce Wayne's butler, from actor Michael Caine. In festival news, the 30-year-old Sundance Film Festival ended with a record 4 black filmmakers walking away with awards. This year's Audience Award for World Cinema Dramatic Competition went to the film Defret, an Ethiopian film by first-time director-screenwriter Zarense Barane Mahari, based on the true story of a 14-year-old girl accused of killing the man who abducted her as part of a marriage ritual. It's the first time an Ethiopian feature film was screened at the festival. Other winners included director and co-writer Malik Vital's film Imperial Dreams, which stars 21-year-old Nigerian-born John Boyega, Justin Simeon's Dear White People, which we spoke about last week, and Janzica Bravo's 17-minute short, Gregory Go Boom, which won the Short Film Jury Prize for U.S. Fiction. At the close of the festival, none of the 3 features had distribution deals yet. In other festival news, this time in Europe, the Rotterdam Film Festival is coming to a close. This marks the 43rd year of the film festival, which precedes the Berlin Film Festival, which begins on the 6th of February and runs till the 16th. The Rotterdam featured a special tribute to the Ethiopian short film A Thousand Suns, which tells the story of the Gamo Highlands of the African Rift Valley and their unique world view of sustainability that's held by the people of that region. The Berlin Film Festival, which is in its 64th year, will feature new films from American directors George Clooney, Wes Anderson, and Richard Linklater. Today, I'm joined by journalist, entertainment journalist, and film critic Valli Hart, and Stephanie Green of
Shades of Green Entertainment.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Now, ladies, I just want to talk to you a little bit about movie trailers. Now, What do you think? They want to make them 2 minutes or less. They want to make them so that, they don't come any more than 4 months ahead. How do you feel about that?
Most of them are a lot longer than that right now.
Yes,
some of the top ones are 3 to 4 minutes. And I think short and sweet is better.
What do you think?
I guess I could agree with Valli. I'm not sure because I really don't watch trailers, so I'm not.
You see, I'm with you. As a film critic, I don't watch trailers anymore, and what I don't care about how long they are. They can be as long. But for me, the thing I don't like about trailers now is that they tell you the whole movie.
Correct.
And as a film critic, I don't even watch trailers, and I used to love trailers.
Yeah.
But what happens is I sit there and I'm waiting for what I don't know is going to happen to start happening.
Exactly.
And so that's what I don't like.
Exactly.
They could be short, they could be long, but to me, back in the day, I don't know if you remember, trailers, they'd give you like a hint. They'd give you a little
A tease.
A tease.
Nothing's worse than
The
going to the
premise.
movies and you already saw all the good parts.
Exactly.
Well, another thing is I understand some of the trailers will show parts that are actually not even in the film.
Thank you.
So
now my favorite trailer of all time was Planet of the Apes. I don't know if you ever remember that trailer, but the Planet of the Apes trailer, it just gives you enough.
Yeah.
My favorite is Man of Steel from 2013. Kind of liked that one.
Well, since I really don't watch them, but I was just given Dark Knight. Because I love that.
That was a good trailer.
Yeah.
That was a good trailer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that we have a bunch of movies to get to today. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about
We have something for everyone today.
That's true. So still to come.
Baltimore's 12 o'clock boys were racking up views with their death-defying antics on their YouTube videos. Now, they're taking it to the big screen in a new documentary. More from Arise on Screen coming up.
They get on that bike, they feel powerful.
The great thing about Arise Entertainment 360 is that we cover the 360 of entertainment, food, fashion, lifestyle, culture. We're able to cover it all. And the thing I love most about the show is we're able to do a stunning combination of high and low. So we can talk about Rihanna on the red carpet, but we can also speak about high art with people like Sanford Biggers and Hank Willis. We actually spend quality time with our guests and we really get to know them. It's really intriguing because we get a 360 look at our guests.
If I was building my own network, it would be for the people, by the people. It would be very diverse. It would be with every culture you can think of.
If I was to start my own news network, it would reflect positive and negative within the continents and the countries around the world.
I think that I would be more looking towards young people.
If I were to build my own news network, it would look like New York City. Old, young, fresh, hip, classic.
If I was to build my own news network, I would just have people from all over who are very connected and diverse.
If I was to build my own news network, my own world network, I would love a correspondent in every country, every location, every city. I mean, it's kind of unrealistic, but how cool would it be to get local stories from the impoverished country, the impoverished city that we don't know about?
Arise News, every culture, every angle.
They call them the 12 o'clock boys because they drop the bike straight back. Got the hands on the clock. If you get to 12 o'clock.
Based on the true life Baltimore urban bikers, the 12 O'Clock Boys, it's a coming-of-age film that takes the audience on a high-octane ride as we follow 13-year-old Pug in his quest to join the pack. Welcome back. I'm Mike Sargent, and this is Arise on Screen. With me are film critics Valli Hart and Stephanie Green. Do you guys have any dirt bike stories? Have you ever ridden a dirt bike?
I've never ridden a dirt bike.
Not like these guys. That's crazy.
Well, I haven't. But before we get to the reviews, I have an interview with director Lotfy Nathan. He watched these bikers ride in a posse at least 100 strong through the streets of Baltimore on Sundays at high speeds, boldly breaking traffic laws, and he knew he had to make a movie. I spoke with Lotfy in our studio earlier this week and asked him exactly, what is a 12 O'Clock Boy?
12 O'Clock Boys are a group of renegade dirt bike riders who ride high speeds through the city streets. It packs up to 100, 150 riders. They run red lights, breaking traffic laws. But it's a kind of renegade sport that's been born out of the environment in Baltimore.
Now, you say renegade sport. There's a weird thing where they can't be chased by police for some reason.
That's right. The police have opted not to chase the riders for fear of causing more accidents. I think, before there was more liberty with that, but obviously you get this hot pursuit that is inevitable every Sunday. It would be pandemonium. So they have to kind of take a backseat to it. With that said, there's a kind of frustrated cat and mouse chase that happens.
Now, what was your impression of the 12 O'Clock Boys, and what made you want to make a documentary?
They seemed really mysterious, so I thought it would be, interesting to first just try to depict the visual presence of the group, and then, ultimately it became a effort to understand why they do it.
How long did you film for?
I started shooting in late 2007, so
wow,
it was around 5 years.
Now, was it hard to infiltrate the group? Did they accept you? Did they want to be? Because it seems part of this culture is that they want more hits. They want people to see who they are.
Right, exactly. I mean,
more
it's
hits
kind
on YouTube, I should say.
Exactly. So they were already documenting themselves, a lot of the writers, and there is this kind of YouTube celebrity status that a lot of the guys aim for. So, the subject itself kind of begs for attention.
Now, you picked this one character to really kind of be the spine, who's Pug. Now, is he real, or did you fabricate him, or was he an amalgam, and how did you find him?
Pug is absolutely real. I mean, he had this wariness that older people tend to have. When I first met him, and I thought that was really interesting.
Now, what's the thing you learned most about this that most people probably wouldn't pick up on just knowing what they hear, right, even from this conversation?
I was really taken aback by, like I was saying about Pug. He has this understanding of life and death, and I think a lot of older people don't even have. And I think that's what the whole practice of riding the bikes is. It's a kind of dance with death. A lot of these guys live in really treacherous communities. They grow up with a kind of harsh understanding of the world.
I have to say, I thought that this movie was a very compelling documentary, and I think it spoke to the fact that, especially in this country, there's no rite of passage to manhood. And a little boy like Pug sees these boys doing these death-defying stunts, and that's all he wants to do. He's not thinking much more about his future, education, any of those things. He just wants to be down, as it were. I thought it was a very strong statement about a number of things, and I also thought it spoke about just the dichotomy of okay, what do you do about this situation? He documented it for 5 years. That means it was going on before that.
Correct.
So I enjoyed the documentary, but it left a lot of questions in my mind. What did you think,
Well,
Stephanie?
I enjoyed the documentary. I thought of it as a new sport, but at the same time, it's a very dangerous sport.
Right.
How dangerous are other sports that have been around? Is it because these young guys are all mostly black Americans? Is it that it's pointed out like that? But what scared me the most were the young ages. I saw a lot of young kids involved, and it was very scary to me. I wanted to protect them, but they are doing what they love.
I think it was a double sport. You have the 12 o'clock boys trying to get their bikes up into the 12 o'clock position.
Yeah.
Then the second sport is they are dodging the cops constantly, and they're actually bragging if there's a helicopter trailing them, or the whole cat and mouse thing, and that the police sort of can chase them but can't, and they're dodging and going down alleys, and the bravado, with the girls and the swagger, Pug's pretending the helicopter's chasing him so that all the girls will think he's all that. I thought it was disturbing and engaging.
Now, let me ask you both, as mothers of young boys, how did you feel? Did this speak to you about what young boys are looking for in this, the idea of doing something that's cool, getting, as you said, Valli, the attention of women? What are your thoughts, Stephanie?
I think for those young boys, that was the case. The mother, if you remember in the film, the mother was actually not condoning, but not knowing what to do with her child.
She was a reality show in the making.
Yeah.
Serious.
And what do you think? Any thoughts, final thoughts?
I think the tendency for young boys anywhere to want to do something exciting or to prove their manhood is common, and this is just what they chose in this area. And granted, they could have chose worse things. drug-related or whatever, but nonetheless, it's disturbing. I thought about it for days afterwards, just days afterwards.
Still to come.
That Awkward Moment, starring Zac Efron, Miles Teller, and Fruitvale Station's Michael B. Jordan, takes on love and dating from a guy's perspective. We interview them here next on Arise on Screen.
One of the great things about Arise Entertainment 360 is we have this Arise to Your Health segment, which really focuses on the holistic approach of being healthy. So we do everything from working out to juicing to getting in shape by doing fun exercises like bouncing on a trampoline or wearing these bouncy boots on our feet when we're jumping all over the set. We've done karate, we've danced the weight off, we've done just about everything. And of course, I love when we eat on set, but we do it in a very healthy and clean way.
Almost there.
I'm Mike Sargent with Arise on Screen, and this week's DVD pick, just in case you missed it in theaters, is Cloudy with Meatballs 2, the sequel to the hit film, featuring the voice talents of Benjamin Bratt, Al Roker, James Caan, and Terry Crews. This time around, inventor Flint Lockwood must save the world again from his invention. More from Arise on Screen, coming up.
I believe that people are watching news less today, definitely. I think that more so people are going online to catch their news.
We've numbed the human mind to murders and all these bad things. The content is a constant loop of the same stuff. So there needs to be, new content all the time.
Arise News, every culture, every angle.
We're staying single with you, man. We're staying single with you. We're gonna keep Last Night alive as long as humanly possible. Nobody gets in a relationship. Nobody changes their status. Right? I'm in. I'm in. Come on. Come on. Come on. Michael, are you in? I'm in.
That's Zac Efron in his latest film, That Awkward Moment, which he also produced. The film stars Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan. Are you serious, dude? Hi, I'm Mike Sargent, and welcome back to Arise on Screen. I recently caught up with the guys here in New York to talk about a dating movie from a male perspective.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Good, man.
All right, for each of you, how would you describe the character you play? If they were a friend of yours, how would you describe them?
Friend of mine. I would describe Mikey as being a little bit of a pushover. Definitely caring, loving, methodical, very by the book. I went to school. I married my high school sweetheart. I got a good job. Just really very systematically going through life without actually living and being spontaneous.
Daniel, I would say he's a great friend to have. I think he's a good wingman. He's always down to go to the bar and pick up chicks with you, which is good. And he also, he's a little selfish with his friends because I think he cherishes the time that they are able to spend together because none of us do have kids in the movie.
Daniel, not Miles.
Daniel, not Miles.
Not that Daniel. Okay,
I'm talking character. And
okay.
I think with that, I think he's one of those friends that you can call anytime and he'd come over and be there for you.
I think Jason is a guy who's perpetually kind of afraid of commitment to a girl at this point. So he relies a lot on his friends to... Let him in. Let him in. Come on in. To have fun and to make himself feel better. They're sort of in that place that all guys go through at some point, where they're growing, figuring out what love is, how to fall in love, and experimenting and failing and succeeding at times, a lot. And I don't know. It's a really interesting look into what it means to be a young man right now.
Where you're committed to not being committed to anything.
That's well, in fact.
And as
well played. Well played.
As you should be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
Now, for you, and I'll start back with you. What drew you to this project? What made you want to not just be in it, star in it, but produce it, bring your people in? What made you want to do that?
I read this script, and it was about something that I had sort of experienced, or was kind of in the middle of experiencing. A journey with your best friends, finding out the kind of man you are, and sort of searching for love. I knew the right guys, and we could tell the story better than anybody else. So that was why I produced it.
You sound like Mekhi Phifer.
I do.
Yeah, you
Okay.
get that all the time, right?
No, that's a first.
I worked with him. I worked with the guy. I'm a big movie star. I work with people all the time.
Mekhi Phifer was Morris Chestnut for the longest.
That's not true.
I hope you got it on tape.
That's not true.
Put him on blast.
No, that is true. He mixed them up.
Hi, we're back. And I'm here still joined by Valli Dawn Hart and Stephanie Green. So I'm going to ask you ladies first before I tell you what I thought of the film. What did you ladies think of the film?
You can go, Val.
I liked that it was a little twist, a modern twist on a Shakespeare theme. 3 guys who are single, and they pledge that they're going to stay single, and of course, as soon as they do, the fates conspire against them. Living in New York and being single, I'm going to say I thought it was pretty realistic. I thought it was a nice little glimpse.
What do you think, Stephanie?
I didn't think it was. I think it's more like for young teenagers. I didn't like the film as much.
Teenagers, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought Michael B. Jordan's role was stepping down from his Fruitvale Station role. So.
Really, stepping down.
Well, total step down.
I really liked the film. Actually, I liked what I liked about it was that I like anything that deals with gender politics. First of all, I like that.
Bad boys.
Bad boy. I like that it was an attempt to give you that guy's perspective, see how men view dating and what they're afraid of, because we're all looking to protect ourselves in some way, and these guys are looking to avoid, or at least 2 of them are, avoid emotional entanglements. And I like that. I liked the idea of seeing these guys going about looking for love without looking for love versus what we normally see for romantic comedy. But I want to ask you both. Now, did you feel you gained any insight? Did you learn anything about how guys think? You didn't?
No, and it didn't seem real to me.
Really?
It seemed kind of young and dumb.
Young and dumb? Would that be your quote?
You surely can quote me on that.
And what about you? Was it insightful to you?
I'm pretty connected to this scene and to guys like this. And so I thought the whole build the roster and rotate the girls in and out and have a wingman go with you to the bar and say, oh, nice shoes, and basically serve up the girl. I thought that was pretty on point with the way a lot of people live. And one thing I do want to say real quick is I liked Mikey's character. I liked that they had the African-American guy be the med student, because this could have been a dumbed-down movie the whole way. And it wasn't. They had the 2 screw-offs, basically, with latent talents. But then they had him, the on-point med student. So I thought it is what it is. It's not Shakespeare, but it's, entertaining, and you'll walk out smiling.
Well, you said that it was a step down for Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
He wanted to do something lighter where he doesn't die in the film.
It was light.
And I thought it showed that he had comic timing. So.
Well, that part, yes.
I enjoyed it.
But didn't show his best acting skills. I didn't feel.
How many comedies do?
Right.
When we come back.
You may know Teller as one half of the magic duo, Penn and Teller, but this time he's involved in a different kind of magic. Teller directs a new film called Tim's Vermeer, which follows the journey of Tim Jennison, a Texas-based inventor who attempts to solve one of the greatest art mysteries of all time. More from Arise on Screen coming up.
One of the great things about Arise News, it is truly a multicultural global channel that is paying attention to communities of all different kinds, not just here in the United States, not just in Africa, but all around the world, as we're giving a voice to the people that don't traditionally have the kind of a voice that a mass media organization can have. You're getting here at Arise News that you're not going to find at the other networks is a unique perspective, and I think that's part of what Arise is here to do.
There's certain news programs that have a Democrat and a Republican, and all they do is, here's the Democrat saying his side and the Republican say, it's a little debate show, but not everybody is a sort of an extremist on one side or the other. People are in the middle a lot more.
Arise News, every culture, every angle.
I'm looking at this image and I see something that looks like it came out of a video camera. This fall off of light is something that an artist really cannot see. There must be a way to actually get the colors accurate with mechanical means. I propped up a small mirror at a 45-degree angle right on the forehead. You can see that they match.
Holy cow.
Took me about half an hour.
In the new movie, Tim's Vermeer, we see Tim Jennison painstakingly compiling 2,400 hours of documentary footage that was directed by Teller to figure out how the Dutch artist Vermeer achieved his photo quality paintings. Hi, I'm Mike Sargent, and this is Arise on Screen. With me still are film critics Valli Hart and Stephanie Green. Our last film, well, we're not going to get to our last film. We're still talking about Tim Vermeer. I really like this film. Okay.
I did.
I thought, now, again, I'm somewhat biased because I'm an artist and I went to art school and art college and art high school. Well, I'm an artist. And I really enjoyed the whole notion that, or the debate that technology and art can never meet. And the idea that Vermeer had developed this technique of capturing those images and being able to paint exactly what's there, I thought was amazing. And I loved all the discovery that Tim went through in the painting, the things he discovered without giving it away, the things he discovered about how that process was. I'm thoroughly convinced that this is what Vermeer did, but what I really enjoyed is seeing someone who, Tim Jennison is known for, you know, he created all these great programs that you wouldn't know unless you're in TV or
Video Toast.
Video Toaster, things like that. People wouldn't know that, but he's an inventor. And to me, technology is usually the creative application of, you know, an invention is a creative application of science already known. So there, I see most scientists as artists anyway. Now, I'll go to you, Valli. What did you think of the movie?
Well, something came to mind about Da Vinci saying, in order to be a great artist, you have to understand the science of art. And the flip side, in order to be a great scientist, you have to understand the art of science. And I think Tim showed that Vermeer did that. And there's a little controversy about whether Vermeer was a, quote, fake because he might have used optics to help him get more realism in his work.
Or was it cheating?
Or was it, quote, cheating? I think he was doubly genius. I think he was an artist and an inventor. And that anyone who does art of any type uses some type of system or some type of optics, whether it's a string or whatever it is. So I think he was doubly genius, and nothing about using optics takes away from his talent with showing a light and movement and shadow and
representing it accurately.
Oh my gosh, it's just luscious.
I concur. What did you think?
Yeah, I was ready to say I concur with what she said on that, and I thought it was amazing, it was mesmerizing the way the art was done, and to even believe that the technology exists back then is totally shocking. So I did enjoy the film. I don't know how well it will do at the box office.
Well, I think, you know, I'm glad we're reviewing it here because I think it's a film that every artist should see.
Very true. Every artist.
Artists, anyone who loves science, anyone who's curious, anyone who's a history buff, like anyone who's into Mythbusters, you know, it's really fascinating. Give it a shot, people. Give it a shot, right?
Our last film, Labor Day, is directed by Jason Reitman. He's the director of the Oscar-winning Juno and Up in the Air with George Clooney. Labor Day stars Josh Brolin and Kate Winslet. It's an offbeat love story based on the book by Joyce Maynard.
Mom, this is Frank.
He was kind enough to offer me a ride.
We really can't help you.
Frankly, this needs to happen.
Where do you want to go?
Your house.
The two of us after my father left.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and I got to ask you quickly on Labor Day, Stephanie, what did you think of the film? Did you buy it?
I actually bought it, even though it was a love story, realistically. So I bought it in that manner.
Did you buy it, Valli? Did you like it?
I liked it, but I had a question. Did she fall for him, which I feel like they did convincingly. Did she fall for him because she really fell for him, or because it was almost like a hostage situation, almost like a Stockholm Syndrome thing, and there was a little twisted emotion there?
Well, I liked it. I thought it actually worked as both a thriller and a romance. I thought the fractured narrative also spoke to the fractured nature of these people's lives. So this movie kind of worked for me. But it's been a lot of fun. We could easily sit here the rest of the afternoon talking movies. And I want to thank you both, Valli Hart and Stephanie Green. And I am Mike Sargent, and this is Arise on Screen. And we'll be back next week to talk movies here on Arise on Screen.